So hi everyone, this is me again, Fabi from Fabi English. Okay, so for those of you who don't know me, I'm an English teacher and I've been helping people with their English and their IELTS exam for a long time. Okay, and my specialty is IELTS. Okay, and I actually decided to do this live today outside. Okay, so this is my backyard. Hello, hi. Hi Sarhan, how are you? Yeah, so I decided to do this live from my backyard today because the topic today is a little bit different. Okay, so I decided to talk to you guys from here. So as you know, I'm in Brisbane, Australia. Where are you from? Hi, I'm from Brazil, but I'm based in Australia. Okay, so yeah, so I'm here in Brisbane, Australia, and it's about 30 degrees outside now. But I'm under this amazing tree and it doesn't feel that hot right now, which is pretty cool. Okay, so yeah, so as I said before, so I help a lot of people with the IELTS exam, and that's what I want to talk to you guys about it today. Okay, but just before we start this, what we're going to talk about this week, just like to talk to you what we did last week. So last week we did a little bit of speaking, right? And the videos from the lives from last week will be available on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram later today. All right. So I think almost every day you find something available there. Okay. So yeah. So let's. Oh, you're watching from London. That's pretty cool. I wonder what time it is there. It's 11 a.m. here. All right, cool. Yeah, guys, so if you have any questions about the IELTS exam, feel free to pop the questions right now, okay, and I'll get to them at the end. All right, okay, so today, actually this week, I will be sharing with you guys one of the best kept secrets, okay, about the IELTS exam. Okay, so the IELTS best kept secret. Okay, and it's something that a lot of people talk about, but people don't really focus on that, and that's why I'm here today, okay, to focus on that with you all right? So one of the things that people tell you, okay, when it comes to the IELTS exam, a lot of people tell you to relax, right? But I don't think that a lot of people focus so much on relaxing for the IELTS exam, okay? And that is why I decided to talk to you guys from my backyard, okay? So I'm gonna focus today on like telling you how you can relax for the IELTS exam, all right? And one of the things I really like to do is to tell you stories, okay? If you're my student at any point, you know that I tell lots of stories, okay? And I think that we learn a lot through stories, and I'm gonna tell you a few today, okay? And actually about people who relaxed for the IELTS exam and they got the score they needed. All right, cool. So okay, I have some notes here. All right, okay, yeah. So one of the things, so as you know, most of the people I've been helping with the IELTS exam, actually they probably taken the IELTS before, okay? I do help people when they are first starting, okay, which I think is the best, all right? So they study with me and then they do the test, but I do help a lot of people who have tried the exam a few times and now they have to try again, and I'm gonna help them, okay? So these people, they come to me with a bad feeling, okay, about the IELTS exam, right? So they don't want to go anywhere near it, okay? And then they think it's hard, it's difficult. Just thinking about the IELTS makes them really nervous and stressed, okay? So the first thing I do with them is actually to get that feeling out, okay? So actually stop them, okay, from feeling so stressed, okay, when it comes to the IELTS exam, which I think that you can actually get the score you need if you are more relaxed, okay? So that's my opinion, and that's what we're going to talk about today, okay? How can we relax? And that's why I'm outside today, even though it's really hot outside, okay? And you're probably thinking, oh my God, Fabi, you're telling me, you know, that I have to relax, blah, 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 but there's so much pressure. Yes, I know it can be really hard, okay? And that is why this week I'm going to focus on lots of different things that you can do to help you relax, okay? So today I'm just gonna tell you a few stories, okay? Some students that relaxed and got the score they needed. Tomorrow I'm gonna tell you a little bit about the people who actually, you know, when you do a test and you say, oh, I didn't do very well, and then ta-da, you get a good score. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit about that. And on Wednesday, 11 a.m. Brisbane time, I will actually be telling you things you can do to actually relax, okay, throughout your IELTS journey. All right, okay, so let's get started, okay? So my first story for you, okay, is so I recently started helping a student, and she tried the IELTS already like 5 times, okay? So she came to me a few weeks ago, and she said to me, I can't do this anymore, I'm so sick of it, you know, this is so annoying, you know, I hate it. And I'm like, all right, stop right there, we have to change this. And her main problem is actually the writing, okay? So what I did, I don't know if you know my course IELTS Writing with Fabi, okay? So it's not running at the moment, but I'm sharing some of the materials with her because the course is not running, so I'm just sharing some of the materials with her. And she actually, so she looked at them and I said, I'm gonna share this with you, you know, it's like some materials for my course. Like, nah, I don't think I want that. And I'm like, why not? Like, nah, I don't feel like doing it. And I was like, all right, okay, so let's step back, right? And then what did I do? I actually told her how the course is like, you know, so what it is like, you know, and the things that she should do and all of that. And then she actually got a little bit more excited, right? So because in this course, you know, there isn't much IELTS. There is IELTS, but there's a lot of English, you know, in exploring and preparing yourself, and I think that can relax people a lot. So she did. She studied some of the material and she's like, I'm feeling so much better now. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I want. All right, so yeah, so that's good, okay? So yeah, so maybe so the first thing I think you should do if you're struggling, just change your attitude a little bit. All right, and I'm gonna share another story. Oh, there's 2 beautiful butterflies here. Oh my god, so beautiful. Yeah, so there are other 2 stories actually that I'd like to share with you, okay? So I was helping this other girl. Oh my god, butterfly. I was helping this girl, right? And she needs a 7 in each part of the IELTS exam. She's been struggling with the writing most of the time, okay? But she also struggles a little bit with speaking, right? And but at one point we're checking her scores, and at one point she did the IELTS 5 times, I think, and at one point she got a 7.5 for her speaking. And I was like, what happened here? She's like, I don't know, I just got the good score. I'm like, let's think about that. What did you get a good score? She said, I have no idea. I'm like, think about it. And he said, okay. She said, what do you think helped you get the score? And then she said, well, the day before the test, I spent an hour on the phone talking to a friend of mine from Australia, and I was talking in English for an hour. Maybe that helped. I'm like, oh yeah, maybe that did. And they said, yeah. And on the way to the test, I also got an Uber, and I was talking to the driver a lot. And I was quite relaxed. I'm like, oh, that's good. And they said, yeah, and the test was in the afternoon, and I was a little bit early, so I got a beer before the test. I'm like, oh, did you? And she's like, yeah, I got a beer, and I was quite relaxed. And I said, so I was like, yeah, I think I got the good score because I was relaxed. And I said, and what happened after? Because I wasn't relaxed for the other exams. I'm like, oh, okay, so do you think that being relaxed will help? She goes, yeah, definitely. And I told her, okay, so I have to find ways to make you more relaxed. And she's like, yeah. And that's what we've been trying to do, actually. She's been doing quite well, you know. Yeah, so that's one of my stories, okay? And then, so yeah, so I actually have heard a lot of people saying how getting a beer, you know, before the test really helps. Only if you're over 18, please don't do it if you're under 18. All right, okay. And then the other one, this story was actually a while ago, but I remember it really well. So I have this student, she's in education, right, and she needed a 6 overall for her sponsor here in Australia, right? So she needed 6 overall, and she tried the IELTS a few times, but each time she tried, she would get a score. So let's say she needed 6, right? So she would get, let's say, 6 for listening, speaking, writing, and then 5 in reading, okay? And then she'd get all these different scores, and she'd never get the score that she really needed, right? And then there was always something wrong with her scores. And then one day she actually, you know, and she was a teacher, right? And then one day, I think it was maybe, she said, okay, so this is the last one I'm gonna do for a while. She was doing the IELTS exam almost every month. And she said, so this is the last one I'm gonna be doing for a while. And then she managed to get a 7 in writing. Her average was 5.56, 5.56, and then she managed to get a 7. And I was like, what happened? And she's like, well, actually the topic was like my area, you know, so I felt like it flowed. I'm like, oh really? And he said, yeah, it just flowed, you know. I thought about what you know, what we did when you're checking my writing, and I tried to do it even more, and I was like, all right, okay. So it just flowed, and I was like, were you relaxed? She said, yes, when I saw the topic and I know about the topic, right? So I was like, okay, yeah, so it just flowed and you did well. It's like, yeah. And that was her first 7, you know, and then after that she relaxed, and then she managed to get the score she needed, you know. Yeah, so yes guys, so relaxing before the exam, I think, is very, 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 very important. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna tell you any more stories today. Okay, yeah, because when it comes to, you know, relaxing for the exam, I really feel that, you know, we have to hear from other people, okay? And maybe you don't know that many people who did the IELTS exam, or you don't know that many people who actually can share some of the ideas with you, all right? When it comes to relaxing, you know, and feeling good and going towards the exam and not feeling stressed. I do believe that a lot of people, they feel a lot of pressure, okay? It can be time pressure, pressure from other people, you know, but I also think that if for any reason you're a little bit stressed, okay, when it comes to your IELTS exam, just think about your main goal, okay? So your goal is not the IELTS, right? Your goal is to study in Australia. Your goal is to work in Australia. You know, your goal is to stay in Australia, right? So taking the exam is just a step, okay, that you have to, something that you have to go through, so you can actually stay here, right? So yeah, so I think you should take the time and focus on this step, okay, and relax about it, and try not to stress out, okay? So yeah, so if guys, if you have any questions, feel free to pop the questions in there. There were some questions already, okay, or some comments, anything, okay? Maybe you have a story yourself, you know, something that you did and helped you relax. So if you have anything that you've done that helped you relax for the IELTS exam, feel free to share, okay? Yeah, but I think that the main thing is to think that you don't want the IELTS, okay? You want to stay in Australia, you want to work in Australia, right? So it's like actually there's a higher goal, all right? And maybe relaxing about it will help your hips. Okay, so just to recap, so tomorrow I'll be telling you about the people who thought they didn't do really well on the test and then they got the score they needed. So I'll tell you what they did before going to the test, okay? And on Wednesday, I'm going to share a few things that you can do to actually relax, okay? And do well on the test, all right? So no questions for today? No? Enjoying my beautiful backyard. No questions there, guys? No? So yeah, so if you want to catch the lives from the week before, last month, okay, just head to Fabi English on on YouTube, okay, Facebook or Instagram, okay, like here, all right, and then I can you can watch some of the things, okay. But if you have any other questions, feel free to send me an email on fabi@fabyenglish.com, okay. Hey Lanira, hi, how are you? Glad you're here. How you doing, by the way? Send me a message and tell me how you are. All right, okay. So yeah, so that's me for today. All right, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.